Alright, before we get into the video, first off, I just want to say if my voice sounds bad at all, it's because I have really bad allergies right now, and my throat hurts like hell, so talking is a big step for me. But this is the first time I've had a webcam in a few videos, and there is a reason. If you couldn't tell by the hat usage, I got a really bad haircut. I'll show it if we get 10 likes on the video. Anyways, with that out of the way, this is how you should be playing Nomad coming into year 7 of Rainbow Six Siege. Enjoy the video. Alright, so going into Nomad's loadout, she has 2 very good primary weapons. Starting off with the AK-74, this gun is amazing. Good damage, good fire rate, and 40 bullets. That sells the gun completely. Great ammo count for an AK. Going into her other one is the ARX. I'm a huge fan of the ARX. It comes on Iana. I play Iana purely for that gun. The accuracy is amazing, the damage is amazing. The ammo count is a little shaky, but if you're willing to put her PRB pistol on, the ammo count doesn't really matter if you're accurate with her pistol. Now, if you're running her AK, you have so many bullets that you're not really going to need your secondary unless you want a really large scope to snipe with, which is brought on the 44 semi-auto. This thing has not a lot of bullets, but a lot of damage and a very long scope on it. Perfectly complements the AK, and the PRB-92 complements the ARX extremely well. Going into her secondary gadget, she has a choice of stun grenades or breach charges. Both are extremely viable. It just depends on what you're going to be doing in the round, what map you're on, what site you're going to. Really, this is the first operator that I've done a guide on where you could go either way every single round, and I wouldn't really complain. But yeah, overall, very well-rounded. There's a bunch of different kits you can run on her, a bunch of different loadouts, so yeah, that is Nomad's loadout. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to go over is Nomad's special ability called an Airjab. So what the Airjab does once you place it down is if anybody walks within the radius of it, they get stunned, they can't move, they can't shoot, and they get flown across the map, so they're sitting there prone, and it makes a very loud noise. So what you'll see mostly is, let's say we're playing outside, and I'm playing on this window right here, right? I'm sitting here, I open the barricade, and I'm looking through here. What I don't want to have happen is somebody's, like, let's say they run out from this doorway, and they come and kill me. I don't want that to happen. So what you do is you play Nomad, and you put an Airjab at the top of the store. And as you can see, that's the radius, very big radius, definitely enough to cover the door. Now, if somebody walks outside of the door while I'm here, it's gonna send them flying across the bridge, and they can't shoot, they can't move, anything, and I can sit here and shoot them. So it essentially makes it to where people can't run out on you, people can't flank you, right? If you're inside, you don't want people coming up from behind you. So overall, very good if you don't want to be checking your flanks. Let's say you don't want to be wasting your drones as flank watch. Overall, really good. Now I'm gonna see if I can get a terrorist to walk through one of these Airjabs just so I can show you what it looks like and what it sounds like. Okay, I've got an enemy right here. Let's see if I can get him to walk through the Airjab. As you can see, it's a pretty loud sound, and it sent him flying from all the way over here, all the way over to here. He was unable to move, shoot, hear. It's very similar to an Ellis stun, except it completely knocks you on your ass and makes a very loud sound for the attackers to hear. So not only is it good if you don't want to get flanks, but it's really good if you want to get a free kill and maybe sit and like camp your Airjab, right? So you just sit here and you bait it, you wait for an enemy to come through your Airjab, and once you hear it, you peek them and you shoot them while they're on the ground and they can't shoot you back. If you play Oryx, what he does is he actually dashes at you and he knocks you on your ass in the exact same animation that a Nomad Airjab will knock you down on. So just imagine what that looks like, but with a sound cue, and that is a Nomad Airjab. You get 3 of them. The reason I have one in my inventory is because obviously I've been using them to try to get footage. But yeah, she has 3 of those Airjabs, and they're very good. Now, the first thing with Nomad that you're going to notice is there's 2 ways to play her. One, you can put all of her Airjabs on common runout spots like windows, doors, walls, etc. And this prevents any defenders from running out on you. while you're trying to, let's say, open a wall, like in this clip right here, or if you're repelled on a window and you don't want to get ran out on, like this clip right here. All are very viable. You can do multiple per round because she brings 3 air jabs, and this safely allows your team, not only you, to do whatever they need to do as well. Speaking of which, this is why she's best used as a flex player and not a fragger, even though she has a good gun, because you want to put your air jabs in places that best help your team and your hard breacher mainly, not just yourself. Because if you get run out on, it's not really that big of a deal, but if your hard breacher gets run out on and you can't get a wall, all of a sudden it's a lot harder to win the round, and that is way more important than to protect yourself with your air jabs, so keep that in mind. The second way that you can use her air jabs is to put them on flanks. So let's say that you're going into a building and you don't want to have to watch behind you and you don't want to worry about getting shot in the back. You can put these things on the top of doorways, on the top of staircases, on the bottom of vault locations, windows, stuff like that. And even if they do flank you, they're going to hit your air jab and you're going to know, allowing you to turn around and shoot them. This is an easy way to clear out roamers, this is an easy way to watch your flank, and it's also an easier way to not waste as much time and not have an extra person or an extra drone watching your flank and having all of your teammates get the wall open, get the hatch open, play vertically. It allows you to do what you need to do and allows your teammates to do what they need to do a lot faster and more efficiently when they're not having to worry about the 12 angles they need to watch around the map. The third and final way, which is my personal favorite, is using it in post-plant. Now, what does this mean? This means whenever your team has already gotten the wall open, they're already in sight, they're already planted, you have an extra 1, maybe 2 air jabs that you can place on doorways and rotate so that when the defenders try to retake the site so that they can defuse the bomb, it makes it a lot harder because they have doorways that they can't go through or else they get air jabbed and stunned and you can kill them. Now, defenders can counter this if they carry an impact on them. They can throw an impact grenade on the other side of the door, which will destroy your air jab. So be careful if you know they have impacts. They can still destroy your air jabs and they can run out on you. They can destroy your air jabs and then flank you. They can destroy your air jabs and then retake site easier. So just be aware of that. Put it in places that aren't going to be impacted as easily and still watch your air jabs whenever you're doing the third option, which is the post-plant option, because they can still swing doorways but not necessarily go through them. So that's something to think about. Also, them having to walk through an air jab or clear it with an impact grenade or any other utility wastes a lot of time, and in post-plant you only have a certain amount of time to 1, kill all the enemies, and 2, defuse the bomb. This just adds a third layer of time wasting and fear into the defender's heart that they have to worry about. Also, if they're not going to destroy the air jab or walk through it, then they have to go a different way to get to the bomb site, and then you can just have your entire team watch that certain door that isn't air jabbed, and they can't do anything. I'll put a clip up right here that shows what I'm talking about. I air jab off connector door, and I just sit and watch it, and I watch the rotate, and I watch blue stairs, just to make sure that they can't come through, and then we get the bomb defused, and it's an easy round win. One more thing that I wanted to talk about is Nomad's weapons are insane. I did a gun tier list where I rated her weapon in A tier. I'll put that in the top right now. But her gun is amazing, as well as her AK, both great guns. So not only is she good for team play and her utility, but she's also really good for getting frags. Her secondary weapons complement her primary weapons, like I talked about in the beginning of the video, and she also has flash grenades that can help get kills as well. So if you're not getting kills with Nomad, don't use the excuse, oh, I'm playing flex, oh, I'm playing support. You have a perfect capability of fragging out on your team, getting kills if you need to, as do most supports in the game now. That's going to be pretty much it for today's video. Nomad is really good, especially if you like playing flex. Honestly, pretty underplayed, especially in the lower elo, and in the lower elo, people are generally pretty dumb and run out and get kills on your teammates who are probably even dumber. So play Nomad, she's pretty good if you don't know who to play. And with that out of the way, don't forget to sub, like the video if you haven't already. I'm sure some of you want to see my atrocious hair. Dislike the video if you disliked it, and see you in the next one.